Has left the conference. Has left the conference. Has left the conference. Left the conference. Has left the conference.
Listen, mine's older than that. My attitude is it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wow, yeah. I didn't know. Weights like a brick, man. That's all I know. How are you, Bill? Can you hear me?
How about now? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? All right. How are you doing?
Kevin,
How are you?
Kevin, this is, can you hear me, Kevin?
Absolutely.
Kevin? How about you, can you see me?
Can see you too.
I can see you.
Thank you. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing fine. COVID free.
Good to see you, man.
Yep. Hey, Kevin, are they starting on time?
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Why not? Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, right. All right. I'm going to be here.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Twice a week. We got to stop eating like this.
I know. That's what I said to Evelina. I had to say it twice. It's not normal now. It's teams. It's teams. Team for team. Okay, 1 second. Let me get it. Yes. Sean Paul.
Okay.
Microsoft.
Okay.
What she was the first time? What she was the last time? Well, she was here, but she's been here first. It's not the first one. Great. All right, we good?
Okay. Just before we get started, I just want to make sure that the people who are on remote can hear me.
Yeah. Take a paper.
All right. Let's see.
Kevin, if you can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Rich, but the photo is basically showing the ceiling.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I hear you, Vinny.
Okay.
Kevin, I think you need
Arnie,
to.
I see half of your face.
I think you need to adjust the.
Arnie,
Is that better?
Yes.
Better, Kevin.
I only see half of you.
You want to see half of me?
Yes, I see from your nose to the. What
Huh?
appears to be,
But Arnie, I see. Hey, Vinny, I see all of Arnie.
Me too.
Yeah, that's more than I'd like to see, but okay.
Me too. And Vinny, you're huge.
What?
Your face is very big. You're sitting
What?
close to the camera.
It's too close?
Okay. All right. Speaking on the feed. All righty. Thank you very much for all of the legislators for coming back here today after we met on Monday. We have an emergency meeting today. As you know, we recessed the meeting on Monday. There's no reason to call a new meeting. Please note on the record that we have not received any public comment about this emergency. There's no requirement in a recess meeting to call the roll. But what I'm going to do is when I call the emergency, I'm going to call the roll just so that we know who's actually voting and who's present remotely. All right, so the first item of business is to establish an emergency for an ordinance to temporarily restrict attendance at Nickerson Beach to Nassau County residents only, and sunsetting such restriction upon the reopening of New York City-owned and operated beaches. Moved by Legislator Ferretti, seconded by Legislator Rhodes. That's to establish the emergency. Any debate or discussion on the emergency? Obviously, the emergency is that we want to get this in place before this coming Memorial Day weekend, which is when the beach will be open. So hearing no debate or discussion, I'm going to call a roll call vote, which will then establish who is here for the emergency. Deputy Presiding Officer Coppell. Alternate Deputy Presiding Officer Ford. Denise?
Here.
Okay. Legislator Bino?
Here, aye.
Got it. Legislator Salage? Legislator Muley?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay, aye, right. Legislator Gaylord?
President, and I'm voting in the affirmative.
Okay. Legislator Muscarella?
Yes.
Legislator Birnbaum?
Aye. Here.
Legislator DeRiggi Whitten? Legislator Kennedy?
Here, I vote aye.
Legislator McCavitt? Legislator Schaefer?
Aye.
Legislator Ferretti? Legislator Drucker?
Here and I.
Legislator Walker?
Here and aye.
Legislator Lapizan? Legislator Rhodes? Minority Leader Abrahams?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm here, I vote yes. Again, just so we know, Legislator Salage, are you there? Legislator Lapizan, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, you vote. How are you voting on this emergency?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So it passes by a vote of 18 to nothing to establish the emergency. Now I'm going to call the actual item, which is an ordinance to temporarily restrict attendance at Nickerson Beach to Nassau County residents only, and sunsetting such restriction upon the reopening of New York City-owned and operated beaches. Moved by Legislator Ford, seconded by Deputy Presiding Officer Coppell. This emergency measure, local law. Okay, we'll to the vote. We'll call him again. My understanding, Legislator Salage is trying to connect remotely, and once he does, we'll record his vote for both the emergency and for the item. The legislation temporarily restricts access to Nassau County beaches, essentially Nickerson Beach, to Nassau County residents only. We are taking this action in conjunction with the town of Hempstead, which yesterday passed a similar measure. The concern here is that a small fraction of the 8 million New York City residents that a small fraction of those residents could come to Nassau County beaches because the city beaches are closed to bathing. This would overwhelm our local beaches.
Hi, this is Carrier.
All right, Carrie, we got you.
I was having technical difficulty. Hello?
Yes, we hear you. Okay.
Is anybody there?
Yeah. Yes, we hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, all right, so we know you're there. The concern is that the right. I just want to make sure. Okay, so please put yourselves on mute.
How many do
Rose Walker,
asking if it is B section.
would you please put yourself on mute for the moment? All right, the concern, as I said, is that a small fraction of the 8 million residents of the city of New York, if they attempt to come to Nassau County beaches because of the restrictions imposed by Mayor de Blasio, would overwhelm our beaches. Not only our beaches, but the barrier roads on our barrier island roads that we have such limitations on them. Our beaches also will have limited access, as is directed by the state of New York in conjunction with 4 other states who are imposing similar restraints. We will have half of our capacity. There will be social distancing, etc. So our beaches will be open safely, but with limited capacity and the possibility of large numbers of individuals trying to access Nassau County beaches, it makes for a potentially chaotic and catastrophic situation. This is not about any sort of issue with our neighbors to the west. Once the mayor opens the beaches in New York City, this legislation sunsets. So we anticipate that we will go back to the situation that has existed forever, in which residents and non-residents can go to our beaches. Non-residents would pay a different fee. But again, this is about the health and safety and welfare of Nassau County residents. It's also making sure that Nassau County residents, many of whom are not working, who are at home, who are looking for ways to go out in recreation and enjoy the sunshine and our resources, it's a concern that they'll be precluded from doing that. So again, this is about the mayor's decision, and once he changes his mind and goes into compliance with the rest of the states in the Northeast region and opens his beaches, this measure will sunset. Anyone else want to speak on the item? Sure. Legislator Reggie Whitten.
I just want to mention, as far as, I do agree that we should reserve the places for the Nassau County residents, especially if the parking's going to be limited and everything else. However, the only thing I'm worried about is with saying that we'll have to wait till the city opens the beaches. I don't know if they were technically closed. I believe they're open to walk on, and the only thing I've seen in writing is that they can't go swimming, and it's 40-degree water, sub 45. I don't know. So I just want to be careful with that. As to when we're going to lift it. Maybe we should just say that we're going to lift it, at a time that we feel the restrictions are no longer necessary.
Well, I think that's what this legislation does, and you're right. The mayor is allowing people to walk on the beaches, I guess, to take a chair and sit on the beach, but and that might be fine for this weekend if the weather stays in the 70s, but the moment the weather starts to go up, the temperature goes up to 80 or 90 degrees, to think that people are going to go to a beach and sit there without being able to go in the water is kind of foolish. So those people are going to look to go somewhere else. And I think the mayor, basically, by expressing concern about the fact that Long Island is closing its beaches, acknowledges that. I think the mayor fully understands that those people who live in the city who have the means to go to the Jersey Shore or to the Hamptons or to Long Island beaches will do so. So, unfortunately, his decision is just affecting those people who don't have the means to do that. And again, technically, New York City beaches are not closed, but in reality, if you're not letting people in the water, the weather goes up, what use is that? It's like sending someone to the Sahara Desert.
No, I agree. I just wanted it to be clarified that we can't really wait for them to open them because they're not really closed. So we just have to, I think we should just kind of say that we'll lift this restriction once it's deemed that it's not necessary.
Yeah, I mean, that is the spirit of this legislation.
Legislator Nicolello?
Yes, who's that? Just identify yourself.
Echoing on.
Denise, I think you're on mute.
Oh, no. No, my mic's on.
Okay, I can hear you.
But I'm turning my video off because it's telling me for network. Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Thank you very much for passing this legislation. I think it's warranted. I live on the Bavaria Island. I know the amount of traffic that we would get with a lot of people that would be the overflow from Jones Beach. And just to put on the record that the city of Long Beach last night voted to make their beach residents only as well. So they're able to control the number of people coming down to Bavaria Island. So I think this is warranted, and I appreciate the fact that we're doing it.
All right. Well, then I think it's clear that we're being consistent not only with the town of Hempstead, with the town of, with the county of Suffolk, and with the city of Long Beach. And of course, just to legislate to Reggie Whitman's point, when the city allows its beaches to be fully accessible to its residents within the standards set by the state, Nassau County Beaches will accept their residents from the city as well. Legislator Rhodes, did you have something to add?
No, actually, you just covered the point.
Okay.
We were making a distinction really without a difference. I mean, the New York City beaches are not fully open because you're not allowing residents to go in the water, which is what's creating a problem potentially with Nassau County beaches. And one of the reasons that we had a regional approach and that we're all trying to do the same thing is because you don't want one municipality making a decision that's going to impact other surrounding municipalities, which is exactly the situation that Mayor de Blasio has created and that we're trying to avoid.
Okay. Any other debate or discussion?
I just have one comment, really not, I mean, just pertaining to this issue. Are we going to make sure that we have police coverage there, public safety coverage there? Because even for our own residents, when they reach that limit of the number of cars that are permitted, I just don't want it to fall on that gate attendant or whoever to have to deal with a situation where people, our own residents, are not happy. Because obviously there's going to be residents that are shut out.
That is a very good point, Legislator Walker, and we will be in touch with the administration to ensure that happens. Obviously, with respect to the people at the booths who will be checking licenses, as they always do, you don't want them to get into a confrontation or have to enforce this. But we are going to make sure that there is public safety and or police at these beaches to make sure that there are no such problems. But that's a good point.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak on this? All right, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes.
Nay.
One nay, I'm sorry. Who was the nay?
Gary Blogger.
Oh, okay, it passes by a vote of 18-1. Carrie Salage was the only negative vote on this item. All right, so that's, this measure is now in effect for Memorial Day, and we'll take it from there. Motion to adjourn by Legislator Rhodes, seconded by Legislator DeRiggi Whitten. All in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Those opposed?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Just Frank, just you want to know for the record that Legislator Salage voted yes on the emergency, voted no on the item. Okay, thank you.